Hi guys, Russ here from Primation Training. Quick question for you. If you were working in general duties policing, what type of incidents would you expect to have to hand over to specialised units? So like we do with our selection panel practice questions, I want you to pause the video now, have a think about that question and see what you can come up with, and in a moment we'll go through the answer together. Just let me refresh your memory. If you're working in general duties, what type of incidents or situations might you expect to have to hand over to specialist units? Okay, so I think a good way to explain this is to think about the role of a GP or a general practitioner from a medical perspective. If you're not feeling well or you've got a bit of an injury, the first port of call might be to go off to your local GP. Now your local GP knows a little bit about a lot of different things, and we'll be able to assess whether or not a quick fix is going to be able to be used in that situation and send you on your way, or whether it's something more serious that might need to be dealt with by someone who has specialised skills or training. If you had a sore knee, for example, your GP might be able to assess that, look, that just needs some ice and some rest, keep off it, take these anti-inflammatories and you'll be fine in a week. Okay, great. If he can detect that there's actually more to it than that, he might refer you to a knee specialist who has specialised training and equipment that can help investigate that situation. And working in policing is much the same as that. I think it's a good analogy if you compare your local GP to a general duties police officer who might be driving around in the divvy van. They're the first port of call and they have a little bit of training in a lot of different areas, and will be able to arrive at a particular scene or incident and determine whether it's something they can deal with there and then, or whether it's a situation that's going to require another unit to attend who might have specialised training and skills or specialised equipment to help them cope with that particular incident. Okay, so a couple of specific examples might be, for example, a car accident. If the local divvy van gets called down to the intersection where there's been a car accident, they'll fairly quickly be able to assess whether or not that's something they can deal with there and then, or whether or not it might require a specialised unit to come and deal with it. If it was a minor accident, a penalty notice might fix it and off they go again. If it was a multiple fatality, they might need to call the major collision investigation unit to come down and deal with that situation, given that they would have specialised skills and training and equipment to help them investigate that situation properly. Another example might be a simple theft. If the local divvy van gets called down to a shopping centre and someone's been arrested for stealing, they can probably deal with that there and then on the spot, and then everyone can move on. However, if it was a theft involving a complicated fraud, maybe over the internet or using computers in some way, that's the sort of thing that's going to be very difficult for the local van to deal with, and so they would refer that to maybe someone like the local detectives or even the computer crime squad, someone who has specialised skills and training to be able to deal with that. Offences involving children, again, specialised units might need to be called in to deal with that. Let's say you've got a lost child at the local shopping centre. The divvy van's going to be able to handle that. But if you've got a lost child out in the middle of the state forest somewhere and it's midnight, that's going to require maybe search and rescue. People who have specialised skills and training and equipment that would be required in order to deal with that situation. Okay guys, so if you were to get that question, there's some food for thought. I hope that helps, and as always, if you've got any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below the video. Otherwise, I'll see you in another video soon. Cheers.